let the right one in.
Plot's only a one-liner.
Yeah,
so,
hit us with it.
Oscar, an overlooked and bullied boy, finds love and revenge through Ellie, a beautiful but peculiar girl.
Yeah, that doesn't give you much at all, and that might be the language barrier. But I did a bit of research because I honestly had no idea what to get for a snack. So I had to research this film, and I figured out it was a vampire film. So I got 2 snacks. I got a Turkish Delight because it's like biting into flesh. It's got like that pink inside. And I got bullets again because the silver bullet kills a vampire. So the initial meeting between the two, she jumps off of like some play equipment or something. You don't know she's a vampire yet, but like you've just seen some weird thing. So you start to question like what reality we're in.
Yeah. But even like her carer.
Yes.
Like, because I had no idea what was happening at the start of this film. Like, it took me so long to work out what he was actually doing.
Because he was tapping the bodies.
Yeah.
And when I say tapping the bodies, that's like he's killing people, hanging them upside down, giving them a nick and draining their blood. And he's draining it into like a big jug. And where most people who haven't looked the film up are wondering why he's doing this.
That was me.
Yeah. And I think that's where you're supposed to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. The kid has this fascination with murder stories or murder articles in the newspaper.
Yeah, he's got his scrapbook where he's been collecting like massacre and murder articles.
Yeah. Are we just to agree with the fact that it's just an interest of his?
He is the way he is.
So do we deduce then? Deduce?
Is it that his parents had split up?
Well, is it because he gets bullied and he wants to murder like his bullies? Is that...
Or is he getting bullied because he is weird?
I'll talk about 2 of my favourite scenes as far as special effects. The lady in the hospital that spontaneously combusts. I thought that was fantastic.
That was my least favourite scene in the whole film.
Really?
Why'd you like it?
I just thought it was mad realistic. Not that that would happen to somebody, but just the way it looked. I was trying to figure out like was that someone in one of those like fire suits that...
Okay, no, I'm with you. It didn't look that fake, but I think I just hated like the idea of the scene. I think it was executed
Tell me more.
Someone spontaneously combusting, like sure, that it looked like someone spontaneously combusting.
Yeah.
But I don't know, thought that was pretty corny.
I don't know. That was one of my favorite scenes. Maybe because it was like something actually fucking happened in it. And then the scene in the swimming pool.
Yeah, I like that. The underwater scene, and you just see like
the legs,
a head drop into the water.
Yeah, and it was crazy because a lot of it seemed low budget. And then out of nowhere, there's these big scenes like the fire scene and like this scene where it's like, you can't do all this with practical effects. Like you have to pay someone to be doing what's it called? What like Marvel does all the time.
CGI.
I was about to say CTE because I've got it. You got to pay someone like CGI is so expensive, man, and that's like the legs going through the water, the head, the arm, like. That's not practical. That's special effects. So like,
I think that's where the whole budget went, man.
Yeah, it must have because nothing else was really.
That was just filmed in an apartment block. Other than that,
yeah. But I was super impressed by those 2 scenes. I was super confused by the girl's weird vagina.
I caught like a glimpse of that. I was looking down at my phone at this point, but I looked up sort of like a split second. Describe it.
Dude, that is inappropriate, my man.
One of my final notes was might have just been me and maybe I was just getting over the film, but the main character's hair got more and more ridiculous throughout the film. Like it just got bushier and blonder throughout the film in my eyes.
He was the blondest kid I've ever seen. He was the second blondest kid I've ever seen. Yeah, the first blondest kid, I played volleyball against him. Do you remember this guy? They called him Gollum and I didn't create it. I didn't create this name for him. Did he look like him? I'm not going to say he didn't. This was a albino man with the blondest hair you've ever seen, the whitest skin you've ever seen. He was translucent. And apparently, and this, I don't know if this is a rumor or the truth, but they were saying he didn't have sweat glands and he had to play volleyball wearing an ice vest.
Oh, that's verified, man. I was about to say that.
That's verified.
Yeah.
And this man had game too and bounce.
Yeah.
So shout out to Gollum, my precious. But this kid looked like that guy. I thought it was. I liked how the kid, Uskar, was like, obviously, we just sort of touched on it. He's a lost soul. He's got no friends. His parents are gone. He's outside in the middle of the night playing with himself, playing by himself every night. And he's a lost soul. And then he gets into a relationship with a literal lost soul. I don't think they said how old she was, but she's probably 200 years old, you know? Her soul's trapped in a 12-year-old's body, which the idea of that in itself is pretty complex. Is it pedophilia? Are you an adult, but you look like a 12-year-old? Are you attracted to what you see in the mirror? Is Hasbulla into tiny little girls? Or does he like real-sized women?
Oh, shit.
Is he into...
Real. There's the questions we've got to ask ourselves, man.
I'd like to know. I'd like to know
I don't have the answers.
If Hasbulla is just into Instagram hoes or if he's into
Kindergarten.
toddlers.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
That's what this film really got me thinking about. Because like, yeah, they fell in love, man.
Mm.
But if you're
Yeah, it was
200, if I was 200 years old, I like to think that like once you're like past dead, if there is a heaven, when you go to heaven, if you die when you're 92, you don't go to heaven as a 92-year-old. You go to like when you were in your prime. You're like 28. You're fit.
So everyone's just like 28 to 32 up there.
Yeah, they're just feeling good, looking good. They're doing what they could do back then, you know? And so I'm thinking, why wouldn't you as a vampire, like wouldn't you mature past 12? Even though if you became that at 12, if she got bitten when she was 12, you've been alive for 200 years. So wouldn't you mature past 12?
Mentally, but physically you're just trapped as a 12-year-old. Pretty sure that's vampire law. Like whatever age you are, that's just what age you're going to be eternally.
Right.
Looks wise.
So you don't actually mature then.
Mentally probably mature, but like physically you still look like a 12-year-old.
So then when you fall in love, should you be falling in love with a 12-year-old?
Well, as a 12-year-old, should you be falling in love with like an 80-year-old?
But he thinks it's a 12-year-old. But she knows he's a 12-year-old and she's 200.
Yeah, she's kind of wrong for that. But also, like, if she was looking for love, it'd be kind of wild if she was pursuing like a 70 or 80-year-old just because they're a bit closer in age to her. She's walking around looking like a 12-year-old.
I think it's a lose-lose, man. I think
I don't think there's a right one, but I just think like visually it's probably more suitable for her to be rolling with this 12-year-old out in public.
Can I ask you a question then?
Yeah, sure.
Visually, what should Hasbulla be?
Yeah, no, you got me there. You got me.
All right. What'd you give this one? Or do you have anything else? Do you have any?
I don't really have much else to say, man. It's just you've already covered it. It wasn't the most entertaining thing I've ever watched.
Yeah.
I found myself losing interest at multiple points throughout the film. I did have a note that I think I was sitting on like a 4 for this film, and then I think it was the spontaneous combustion scene. Straight away when I saw that, it just took it down half a. So 3.5.
You're at a 3.5.
Yeah.
This is great. This is fucking great, bro. Because I'm not even close to you on this one. I'm not even close to you on this one, bro.
You're going higher.
I'm going higher, bro.
Damn.
And while I don't think it is a movie that you need to see in your lifetime, I respect this film. I respect it. I respect it a lot. I respect what they did, how they did it. I just think they needed. I think they hid a few deaths as well, a few kills that might have brought us back into the film. A lot of the deaths were the same: the girl jumping from behind and just pouncing like a cat or whatever. Yeah, they could have been a bit more creative with the kills. They could have paced it up a little bit, but I think the pacing was part of that, like that solitude and that outcast shit. I thought it was really artfully done. I respect it. I'm not entertained by it. 7.5.